black leather seats, lights, camera, action, real shit. It's a vibe over here, no capping. A comedian, a rapper, influencer, or actor. It don't matter over here, showcasing all talent. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We all heard you got skills, what you gon' do? Let's chop it up and trip out like Expedia. Sit down with Crockett, FreshMoney Media. Only on a checkpoint. Checkpoint, we live. Checkpoint. Checkpoint TV. Checkpoint. Checkpoint, we live. Checkpoint. Checkpoint TV. Real music.
I got my guy Bilal up here with me, president of 1924 music group. Man, he been in the game over 20 years, man, from the Bronx, New York to Atlanta.
Right.
You know, usually we have an artist up here, you know, kicking the bobo or promoting their stuff, but this time we got a music insider, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna help us out and maybe we can learn something from us. So, can you give me like a brief overview or, you know, your role and responsibility in the music industry?
Well, just like you said, I'm like the plug. Like, so, I mean, basically, I actually met 1924 Music Group on Clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? And they already had this amazing structure, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of like giving the company some direction, you know what I'm saying? As far as like tapping in with the industry and different opportunities that, I mean, also, you know, Preacher, he got a lot of connections.
Right.
The VP of the company, which y'all probably gonna hear from later on, he got a lot of connections as well. But like, I just had more experience and I've had more passionate relationships with the people in the industry. So I'm kind of touching us in different situations the best way that I can. But of course, you know, in this music industry, if you don't have a product that has value, there's no presentation that can be given that can get you the money that you need to be successful.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, you deal with the artist hand in hand or more of the music side, like?
I deal with the final product, you know what I'm saying? Like me and Preach, we basically listen to the music to decide what's gonna be dropped with the 1924 Music Group name on it.
Oh. So how like do you actually go about finding the artists?
Well, I mean, you just really, I search, there's artists, most of the artists that we have under the company are from Baltimore, right? I've been bringing artists in outside of Baltimore to the company so that it's just not, you know, I mean, you know, and brings a little good competition as well, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, because we only going to invest into who it makes sense to invest into.
Absolutely.
And I mean, of course we have personal relationships with all the artists, but at the end of the day, they have to understand that it's a business. And whoever is handling their business understands that this is a music business, and that's what we pay attention to.
That makes sense. So once y'all decide who y'all gonna pay attention to, they already making the music, or do y'all send them beats? Like, what y'all get them directives?
I mean, well, 1924 is comprised of producers, we're comprised of artists, we got videographers. It's basically an independent label that operates like, you know, the way that the majors do. There's no difference. Like, we expect for every artist to have a team because we're not their team. We're the label. And we can only invest if it makes sense. And you have to make it make sense.
Gotcha.
And it can't just be you. You got to build a team around you, and you got to have delegate different tasks to people that really, really believe in you. And you can't surround yourself around a bunch of yes men either, because that's when the music starts coming in trash. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to tell you that this is hot. You got to go out here and do it like we did back in the old days and whatnot, and have listening parties. And have people come in there and give you their honest opinion that are not your homeboys that'll tell you what's real, so that you'll know what to hand off to the label, who is going to put their namesake and their reputation on the line to drop something that's not hot. We supposed to do that? Nah, where they do that at? Nah, 1924 Music Group, son, we ain't doing that, man. Like, it's different.
Got you. So, but you've been dealing with Baltimore artists. Like, how long you been dealing with Baltimore artists now?
I've been 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
So roughly
it's been
4
a minute
years.
now. Like, yeah, I met him at the end of 2020, and I've been dealing with Baltimore artists since 2021, all of 2021, all the way up until now.
And
I mean, Baltimore is like, man, some of the best music that's coming out of that I've heard coming out of Baltimore.
Definitely a lot of talented guys in Baltimore.
There's a lot of talent over here, and I mean, and when I mention Baltimore, that the artists that I'm dealing with, that people like, yo, I playing their music on Clubhouse, so like Baltimore artists, right? And niggas is going crazy, like, yo, that shit is dope. Yeah, they from Baltimore, Maryland. And some people be up there like, yeah, Baltimore is an untapped market over there, and I'm trying to pull a motherfucking a QC up this bitch, man.
Okay, yeah. Shit,
that kind of impact, man. That kind of impact will change the game, and it change the industry.
We need that, man.
Y'all got the talent to do it.
And that's what I was getting to. Like, I know you dealt with some big artists, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what you hear now, like, do you get that same feeling, like, from Baltimore, like, that you got from them big artists? Clearly, you saying, you know what I mean, we got talent here.
I mean, talent is one thing and work ethic is a different thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's not to say you know who has the work ethic, because I don't know all of the artists in Baltimore that are popping right now, but the ones that are really, really working hard, you know them, right? Mm-hmm. There might be somebody that's doper than all of them.
True.
And got the music to prove it, but don't have the work ethic to put the work in so that it gets to your ears. You'll never hear it. Just like the greatest basketball player that never made it. There's a whole bunch of these rappers out here in Baltimore. I mean, because like, if your city is not going to get behind you, you know what I'm saying, then you got to prove them wrong. You got to go outside of your city and get hot there and force them to listen to you. And if you don't have that mentality of brick by brick, right, this is not the industry for you, because you can't microwave your career. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the artists kind of need to understand, man. Like it's your career. You decide. If you do what you're supposed to do, the money will come to you.
See, a lot of artists don't know what they're supposed to do. You know, they don't come with no blueprint. And then, you know, the successful artists, it's a net, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody's not really reaching back to the masses, you know what I'm saying? It's just.
You say a lot of artists don't know what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artists know that it takes money if you don't know what
Absolutely.
It's the music business, right? Your company, the videographer, my partner, Fresh, you know what I'm saying? We all understand that we need to make money and that we need to do what we had to do when we build our skill sets up, right? So if I want to come and get Fresh to do something for me, right? Like, why should I have to come to him and ask him to do it for me for free?
Right.
He built that, so he requires to be paid for his services, right? Artists know that the services that they need require money. But they'll go and buy a 1/4 ounce of weed. They'll go buy the freshest J's that was ever out there, but ask them to invest into themselves, and then you can hear pin drops. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem right there. That's the number one problem. That problem right there about how they don't want to pay and invest into themselves outweighs that they're lazy. Because we did artist development classes for the artists. We had T-Pain. We had some big time marketing people, managers. We was bringing them through there and giving them the blueprint. You said there was no blueprint, so if there's not a blueprint, let's give you somebody that has had success in the industry, give you their blueprint in different formats of the industry, and you can put your own play together from that, and then you can execute it. And then you sit back and you watch the people that was in the room, and then you look at them 3 or 4 months later, and they still sitting in the same place with the same amount of followers, no content been put up. They haven't paid for a marketing campaign, $25 for a marketing campaign, and then you sit around and what have y'all done for me? Like, no, what have you done for you?
Okay.
You know what will activate us to start doing something for you? When we see you do something for yourself. That's activation right there. Like, show me that you jump from 1,000 followers to 3,000 followers in a 30-day period, and that's going to be noticeable. That's going to be the effort that, like, oh shit, something is happening here. People are catching on. People are liking him. Let's go ahead and help them like him a little bit faster. Put some money, because obviously we don't get that. So like, we chill, and then people start sitting around complaining that, nah, man, like.
There's actually work outside the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like the artist, you know, the average artist gonna go in the studio, make the music, come out and really don't do nothing. But it's so much more than that, right?
So much more.
You know, and so you say content play a lot. I thought that same thing too. A lot of artists, they get their video, they don't really push it, and they on to the next project.
Content is key, man. It's it's actually how people get to know you as a person by giving them who you are. You know what I'm saying? The music is just the extra, just the cherry on the top. That content that you're putting out are showing them your personality, allowing them to catch a vibe with you and whatnot.
Gotcha.
And the crazy thing about it is that, like, you got 24/7 access to content right here.
Yeah.
On top of you still should be paying a videographer to shoot it in a more professional manner. You don't have to sit there and rely just on that.
Right.
You can build your following up with your own content from your phone, and can you believe that people won't even turn their phone around on themselves and record the content or go live or something like that, just to tell everybody every day that I'm an artist and go listen to my music and here, let me let y'all listen to something. I mean, there was an article that came out, like, and it was talked about all over the internet and all over how there was 1 million or something people that were booted off of Apple Music or all of these streaming platforms because they had 0 streams. That mean that people were dropping music and not even listening to their own shit.
Dang.
How you drop a song on all streaming platforms and it has 0 streams, man? Your own song, you're not listening to your own. I mean, so it's a real frustrating thing, because I mean, I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm a half a century old. Thank you know, saying God for that. But it's just scary. Strictly work ethic and people's lack of confidence and investing into themselves is scary, where hip hop could possibly be going. You know what I'm saying?
Why you think that some of the artists that they know what they supposed to do but still won't do it? I say a lot of them be scared of the success.
Nah, I say I agree with that. There are a lot of people that get a glimpse of it and get scared of it, but I think that a lot of them are scared to continue to fail. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna happen. You're gonna feel like you're right there, and then it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Can you persevere through that disappointment? What's the name dropped a record, Lizzo, and blew up off that record 3.5 years later. She went hard on that record. She never gave up on that record, and that was the record that made her famous. And then all of the other music that she had dropped already just blew up because people now knew who she was. That's what I'm talking about. That's perseverance, man. Like that's the grind. That's the brick by brick. That's the never give up on yourself. That's that willing to fight through the storm. And a lot of these artists don't have that because they are admirers of people that have already made it. So they want that microwave success. And they don't even know how to do that overnight shit. Because, I mean, to drop a record on all streaming platforms, right? And then drop another record like 2 to 3 weeks later, and then you don't never hear about that record that they dropped just prior, that's insanity.
So, let me switch the subject. In Atlanta, like, is it any type of structure in the industry, you know what I'm saying, whereas though Baltimore or somebody can come in here and teach like the Baltimore artists and try to incorporate that same thing, so it could be like a better thing for the overall picture of Baltimore, and not just, you know, people that's in power, you know what I'm saying, the politics to be.
The only thing different that happens in Atlanta, I think that a lot of people haven't understand, is they understand the importance of building a team. That's the most important thing about this whole thing. A lot of people will be like, yo, you hear them, they be dope as hell, like, I'm doing this shit all by myself, but why though? Why? I believe in you. Why you can't go find other motherfuckers that believe in you, you know what I mean? And get them to get behind what you're doing and find out their skill set that can benefit you. Like, it's a process, but it has to be done. And I mean, I think that that's the difference between everybody else, because like, we have a lot of artists that's signed to our company that don't have teams. They think that the label is their team. Nah, we not your team, we the label, yo. You gonna go to Sony Records and go to Universal and go to Motown and be sitting back expecting them to go handle this and go handle that and do this for you? Like, no, that's your team's job.
Talk to them.
Word is bond.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. Like, you gotta have, and if you build up a strong team around you, you will realize the progression in your career, because things are being handled outside of you having to worry about it. You could concentrate on the artistry and just oversee what your team are doing, because it's your career. So you should be the ruler of that situation. They are people that are believing you, but following your lead, because you are the artist, and this is the team that's gonna be going to book this show, or go check on this venue, or do this, that, and the third, or, you know what I'm saying, put out flyers, or go in there and type up and put your content in and whatnot. Whatever you need to be done to be successful, you need to have a team around you that's helping you do that. I was told directly from Young Thug's father, Big Jeff, because like that's my partner, we were talking all the time, that the reason that Gunna was so successful and still continues to be successful is because he had the strongest team that he ever seen. And I mean, I think that that's the difference. I mean, that I see that a lot of the people who are successful in Atlanta have super strong teams around them that move with them. Videographers,
Teamwork
all kind of
make the
shit.
dream work.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yes,
Word.
sir.
Big facts.
You was an artist before.
I was.
You had a big team with you?
I mean, I had a manager that was super plugged. So it kind of like he was a one for all type of situation. My manager, Francois Brown, he was from Queens, New York, and he really, really believed in me. And we went back up to New York because we was both in North Carolina at the time, and he made shit really pop for me. Like, so nah, I didn't have a team around me. I had my mother who believed in me. She bought us all gear. She bought all of us Timbs to go up to New York to do our presentation to Sony Music. Yeah, so that was dope. And it turned out to be a dope situation. I got to meet and record at Rockwater, that did the Rockwater for Redman. I got to do, you know, we went to his crib in Queens and recorded a couple of records, and things was going good, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Mariah started dealing with Tommy Mottola. He took all of the money away, and I opted out of my little situation and went back to North Carolina and went to college.
What's a successful, you know what I mean, rap career? Like, how do you know you're successful? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, success is weighed by the individual. Like, and I can't define a definition for success because my definition is going to be different than your definition. So, I mean, in my opinion, if you are able to maintain your lifestyle, whatever that may be, with money that you make from the music industry, that is a successful music business. It doesn't take 1 million fans. That's rare. You know what I'm saying? That you get 1 million fans that are activated and paying you money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here, mostly legends, but there's a lot of people who are not. People get money in this business because of things that they do outside of the music business. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, as far as having a successful career, I basically think you can take 100 people, like I was telling you earlier, activate them, get them to pay you $5 a month, put you in their budget. That's $5,000 a month. A lot of people can live very comfortable off of $5,000 a month. So, like, you know, that's to me is a successful career because you are officially maintaining your career off of the music business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sound about good. Man, you got any kind of message that you want to leave to these upcoming artists, man? Because this is what I made the platform for, man. I want you to leave a message like, it's more to do when you come out the recording studio after you make the music, man. And if you could leave, you know, like some important advice for the viewers, man, I would appreciate that, man, because that's what we're doing. We want you to leave some information for them.
I really can't tell you what to do, but I could tell you what not to do. And what not to do is to not be consistent. You have got to be consistent in this business or you will never be successful. And anything that you want to do in this music business, if you constantly do it, then you're going to get better. You're gonna grow your network, and something will happen eventually. So I mean, that's the only thing that I think that's the problem with most of the people in this. And you have to focus on. This is even better. Focus on your why before you start doing anything in this music business. If you focus on why you're doing it and lock in on why you're doing it, and understand that you can't fail because the reason that you are doing it, then I think that will take control of anything that has to do with consistency. Just understand your why. That's the best thing that I can give you, because it's obviously not about the music. It's obviously not about anything outside of you not being consistent, period. Work.
So, all right, well, I got one more question too. Like, you think it's better for upcoming artists to, you know, gain the momentum and keep going as an indie artist, independent, or, you know, try to get with a label? Like, what would be, you know, what's the pros and the cons of that? Because I see a lot of people, they don't even take that into account, or I mean,
at the end of the day, at the point that you're able to sit in front of a label and they start offering you money, that means that you have succeeded independently, right? And it's up to you to understand the business that you have created for yourself. You're no longer walking in there signing a deal as a contract. You're signing a partnership. Okay. So it doesn't always necessarily have to be purely beneficial to the label. You understand? So like, that's just the way that the structure of the industry is set up now. I can't walk you because you have super dope talent and I feel like you're going to be the next Michael Jordan in the rap industry into a label anymore. That's not, there's no high ROI on that investment. You know what is a stronger ROI? You proven that you have a fan base. You proven that if you went to a club that fit 200 people, that at least 150 people is going to show up for you. That means that people are willing to invest into you, and that means that you're a better return on my investment because all I have to do is add to what you've already done, right? So you're making money. I'm going to help you make more money while making money with you. That's a partnership, right?
Right.
I'm no longer coming in there like, please, please, please help me do this, do this. Well, what have you done? Nothing. I need you to do it for me. Back in the days, that shit would have worked. Everybody could go in there like, I'm bad. Yeah. You ain't going nowhere. Stop. I'm signing you right now. That shit is over with. So now it kind of gives artists the leverage to go in there and sit down and talk partnership, because I'm not fucking with you anyway unless you got some kind of leverage already anyway. That's the way the industry is set up. So, I mean, you can stay independent and get your own money on the level that you're comfortable with, or, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to operate on a different level and now we going to eat together, but you don't control me or no shit like that. Like, I mean, it's whatever, however you feel you want to do it. Like, neither one is bad. Let's put it like that.
All right. I got another one. All right, look. All right. Do you know the guy YG Tech, the Baltimore rapper here?
I've been hearing about him. I don't know him.
Well, anyway, he's at a, like, they call it a ceiling. He's at the ceiling here at Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He like the face. Like, what can you do? Like, I think he independent. So as like an artist trying to bust into that next level, like, do you gotta get, what would be the best advice for that? Because I see
all he got to do is take it analytically. If it's real, you're saying that there's the hearing of support, and then there's actual support, right? You hear that people are saying his name and this, that, and the third, but if that's the fact, then the analytics will prove what you're saying to be true. So all that really needs to happen now is he needs to be packaged analytically, visually and all of that, and presented to a label. And see, you asked me earlier, what do? I have the capability of walking analytics and stuff like that into the building and getting the bag, starting a conversation, starting a contract, like because the numbers speak. I am coming with value. I'm coming to ask for something, but I'm coming with value.
Right.
Because he already can do this.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's.
So what I gotta do to get them numbers to you, man, so we can help him get to the next level?
You know the guy?
Well, I don't know him personally. I watched his whole career. I watched him grow up. I'm close to him. I can get to him.
Well, I mean, all he got to do is run his analytics. Malcolm knows how to get the analytics and stuff like that. All he got to do is get the numbers, and if the numbers is like you say they are, if people are really fucking with him, then I mean, it's really, really easy to get into a business. He can get a publishing money right now if his songs is streaming like that before he even deal with a label, before he can make a decision if he wants to deal with a label.
Yeah,
he might go and get rid of some
So that's what I'm saying. Like, in order for him to bust to that next level, he got to deal with a label.
Does he have to deal with the label?
Yeah, or he got to deal with some type of other corporation.
He has to build a team around him, and they got to hit the road. Like, he doesn't have to deal with a label. Again, you need a team. You need a team that and you need to have some thinkers in the team that have a background in the industry that can help you move around on how you need to move around. When you got somebody that has motion like that, you have to start testing the music and running the analytics to see where else the motion is at, right? And then you still have to start strategically potting to go to those markets where you can see analytically that there's motion, to go and try to amplify that motion that you see. And that's how you build your following, because once that starts to amplify, it'll trickle around the whole state. Now, you touch that state, they fucking with you, that's a place where you can go and get money at. So you can either have people call you and book shows for you, or you can be real gangster with it and go and get your own venue, and get your own radio marketing and stuff like that, and make all of the money for you and your team yourself. But again, you are not going to be able to do none of that shit if you don't have a team. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, I can't amplify how important it is to have a team. Each individual artist. I'm not talking about like a bunch of people on a label with the same team. Now you need to have somebody that's going to be able to make them. Everybody should have their own manager, right? Yeah. So then you should have their own person that's dealing with. Should have a videographer or somebody that's going to walk around with you in video. It's just shit that you need, man. The team is the most important thing, and I strongly stand on the Baltimore artists. If they build, they said, does your boy got a team?
Yeah, he got a team.
He got a team?
He definitely
See, so now they need to take that same strategies that they used in Baltimore, and they need to take that shit on the road. And he need to keep his ear to the street of different shows and stuff like that. And he need to go outside of Baltimore and see who fucking with his music, so more people could start talking about him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've heard the name because I deal with Baltimore artists and I deal with Baltimore a lot. But like, I'm sure if he did a survey in Atlanta, there's a lot of people that don't know that name.
True.
Yeah, I just had an artist out here that just got murdered a little while ago, right? Was that in Baltimore?
What was that?
I think I was talking to Malcolm and shit, and he was telling me there was an artist, cause was it? Huh?
Davo.
Yeah.
There was another one after that. What's the band hunter Izzy brother name? Judd. Was it Judd?
See, that's
white
another
boy.
problem too. That I was just bringing that up because that'd be another problem. Like, I mean, I know we rap about our lifestyles, and I know we rap about what we've gone through and whatnot. But like, when the real life transition into the rap life, it's like that's a super horrible ROI. And it doesn't have to even the investment of time. Doesn't even have to be money. Because I could put my all into a person and relationships and even money and this, that, and the third, and have them right there on the verge of success, or they go and kill somebody or get killed or get locked up. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. For most of these people though, it's a hobby though. You know what I'm saying? They treat it as
Most
a
of them
hobby.
be bluffing.
Yeah, man, you might as well call it like you see it. And as I noticed, because I watch your show, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
You call it on the real, like, yeah, they be
A lot of
bluffing.
niggas be bluffing, man. Real
They
shit.
need to hear that though.
Yeah, they definitely do, man.
Word.
A lot of you niggas be bluffing, man. Yeah, man. I'm just scratching the surface right now, just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, getting warmed up with this shit. But, you know, definitely trying to get, you know what I mean, some information to the upcoming artists, man, trying to help out, play my part, man. But a lot of you niggas be bluffing, man. Stop bluffing. You heard it from my man Bilal, man.
Yeah, you already
President
know what it
of
is.
1924 Music Group, man. Teamwork is a dream work, man.
Facts.
Coming to you live from the Checkpoint TV, man. Stay tapped in. We bringing you more artists every week. We out.
Black leather seats, lights, camera, action, real shit. It's a vibe over here, no capping. A comedian, a rapper, influencer.